Hello students, let's see regarding the digital signal processing. Unit number 2 is Z transform, some of the Z transform pairs as a summary for this entire course of Z transform. So this is what the first pair we can just observe here. When the sequence is given, let's say for delta of n. So for the delta of n, its Z transform will be single value, that is it is 1. But the ROC will be the entire Z plane, so that's why it is written as a all Z. Similarly, when this sequence is delayed by, let's say, m value m or integer value m, it will be represented like delta of n minus m. So application of the property, that is the time shifting, we can just calculate here. It is nothing but z raised to m minus m x of z. So here x of z means z transform of delta of n, but the z transform for the delta of n is 1. So since it is 1, that's why this entire value for delta of n minus m, it will result in only z raised to minus m. And ROC for this one is all z plane, entire z plane except z equal to 0 if m is greater than 0, and one more condition is there, all z plane except z equal to infinity if m is less than 0. So that is what one of the pair which we can just form to solve some of the numericals based on the z transform. Similarly, u of n will result in a z transform, that is 1 upon 1 minus z inverse, and its ROC will be mod z greater than 1 minus u of minus n minus 1. This is the left sided sequence. Its z transform is same as that of the earlier case, so these two z transforms are same. The difference is only this particular quantity, that is mod z is less than 1. So these two are very important as far as, so we can say, the calculations are, further calculations are considered. Next is a raised to n u of n. For this a raised to n u of n, we can have the z transform, that is 1 upon 1 minus az inverse, and its ROC will be obviously mod z greater than mod a. Similarly, when it is left sided sequence, then 1 upon 1 minus az inverse, it is same as that of the earlier case. The difference is this quantity, ROC will be mod z less than mod a. Now let's see another pairs which are dealing up with the trigonometric applications. Let's say here, so it is cos omega 0 n u of n. This can be easily solved by the equations of the cos omega 0 by simplifying it. So this is how its z transform is this one, and its ROC is mod z greater than greater than 1 itself. Similarly, for sin omega 0 n u of n, this is what the z transform, and this is what the ROC. When we apply it for the scaling, that is r raised to n, slight modification is needed for the same formula which we have seen here. So for this formula only the modification is needed to apply for these two, that is r raised to n sin omega 0 as well as cos omega 0 n u of n. So this is how it is modified. Similarly, the next is when it is a raised to n and n is bounded from 0 to n minus 1, this is what the z transform usually we will have. Now let's see with some of the sequences how the ROC differs. This is taken from the Prokis. So it is referred as a characteristic families of signals with their corresponding signal and ROC. So when the signal is causal, we mean to say that when it is causal, this is what the entire z plane except z equal to 0. This is specifically for finite duration signals. When the signal is anti-causal, entire z plane except z equal to infinity. So this shaded portion indicates that it is the ROC. Similarly, when it is two-sided sequence or the signal, again it is the entire z plane except z equal to 0 and z equal to infinity. So this is regarding some of the signals. Let's see it for the infinite duration sequences. So for the infinite duration sequences, this is what the modification. So in the infinite duration sequences, we can just observe here the effect is quite differentiable. So for the causal, when it is infinite to both sides, so here it is infinite at the right and let's say at the left side, so its equivalent ROC will be like this: mod z is greater than R2. So R2 is nothing but one of the, let's say, the point where the circle is plotted with a radius of R2, and entire shaded portion will be outside the circle with radius R2. Similarly, when it is for the anti-causal, then obviously the mod z will be less than R1. So R1 is nothing but the radius of the circle, and the shaded portion indicates that the ROC is concentrated within the circle. And when it is two-sided, so it is two-sided means just we can just observe here that it is at the right side as well as towards the left side. So for the anti-causal, normally it is just provided to the left hand side, and for the causal, normally it is provided only to the right side. So just means cross check these 2 points. For causal, it is infinite at the right side. For anti-causal or the left side sequence, it is infinite at the left side, since we are dealing up with the infinite duration signals. And for two-sided, it is again infinite at the left as well as the right side. So if this is what the case, then for this specific task we need a ROC which will justify this. So when mod z is less than R1 as well as mod z is greater than R2, so it is just point out over here this mod z, it is greater than R2 means this outer part of the R2 circle, and it is less than R1 means inner part of the R1 circle or the circle with radius R1. That's why it is giving the ring format of the ROC. So this is all about the ROCs for some of the finite duration sequences as well as the infinite duration sequences. So thank you everyone, thank you very much.